Hello my viewers, I welcome you to another wonderful presentation and a very exciting video that you would like to stay tuned to watch and learn. I remember my humble self, Chaman, Esquire, the property lawyer. Today I will be walking you through on the topic how to legally evict a tenant. So if you're a landlord, this video is especially for you. If you're a property investor or you're deciding of owning a property, this video is for you. This video is not for tenants because here we finish the tenants. So if you're a tenant watching, just watch and watch to see how landlord will deal with you legally. So you also know how to protect yourself. And also I will do another video on and educate the tenants out there on how to deal with the bad landlord, how to deal with landlord when landlord want to forcefully intend to evict them from the property. So I walked you through. If you are watching for the first time, I want to encourage you to click on the subscribe button and subscribe to the YouTube channel and on any of my social media page, wherever you are watching me from. I want to encourage you to follow the page because you'll be seeing a similar video every week. And don't forget to click on the notification bell to get notification anytime I drop a video, and like the comment section. And also finally, don't forget to share the video. Share the video to anybody you know out there as a landlord or any property owner, the same thing, or a property manager or a caretaker or an agent, anybody you see that is into the real estate business. In one way or the other, you will have issue with tenants. You do that. And also tenants you can watch, you watch and see how we interpret how to deal with you if you become a bad tenant. Because it's only a bad tenant that you need to evict. You be passing through. A good tenant, you don't need to, you just tell the person to go. You will just go simply. So, but you still need to comply with positions of law. So take note of that. So I'll walk you through things that you need to know about this process of eviction of tenants. Number one is understanding the legal ground for eviction. You need to understand the legal ground for eviction. Very important, because if you don't understand that, you end up making mistakes that will cost you more. When you're supposed to give notice to quit, you will not give notice to quit. You will use more to give the person notice. That's where some people used to do. They use their mouth and issue quick notice. Take note that it's not valid. You must put it in writing and you must serve the tenant. The tenant, if the tenant is invading service, you can place it on the conspicuous part of the premises. So please take note of that. Understanding the legal ground for eviction is very important, because without if you make mistake, it will be costly, and you have the issue when you get to court. So eviction can only be carried out for a valid reason, such as number one, non-payment of rent is one of the major reasons for evicting a tenant. Number two, breach of lease term. On your tenancy agreements or lease agreement, any of the covenant, once the tenant breach it, it's a ground for you to evict the tenant. Just like covenant not to sublet the property without your permission. Once they sublet the property without your permission, it's a ground for disengagement. You evict the tenant. And also property damage. If the tenant damage your property, you can use that ground as well. Illegal activities on the premises. Once you notice that the tenant is committing illegal activities, they're carrying it out either personally or in conjunction with other people. Very important. Then also expiration of the tenants or lease without renewal. Somebody's tenancy agreement, tenants will expire. You may not wish to renew it. You give the person eviction notice. So please take note of that. The next thing you need to do for this is review the lease agreement. A lease agreement must be properly drafted and perused before execution. So please note that for you to legally evict a tenant, you must ensure that you comply with the provisions of the lease agreement. So note that The lease agreement outlines the rules of the tenants and the grounds for eviction, number of duration. You may put on the notice your agreement that you have to give only 3 months notice or one month. Once tenants sign it, it becomes binding on you. And when you are silent on that, the presumption of law may set into play. So please take note of that. The lease agreement, you go through it very well. Then you must issue a notice to quit. Notice to quit. Before proceeding with eviction, you must serve the tenant a formal notice to quit, which must be in writing. Please take note of that. You must state the reason for eviction, the deadline for the tenant to vacate the property, and any applicable remedies, maybe like paying overdue rent to avoid eviction, so something like that, or payment of service charge, whatever. So ensure the notice period complies with local laws, which often vary depending on the tenant's duration. So if you are a yearly tenant, a monthly tenant, whatever, you have or half-yearly tenant, you have number of duration the tenants must. If a yearly tenant is entitled to 6-month notice, if one day miss out of that, it makes the quit notice to become invalid. And if you go to court, you cannot evict that tenant. That's why I see some people now, they're going to court for 5 years, 10 years over a tenancy matter. It's as a result of this error. So please take note of that. Then you must serve the tenant a notice of owner's intention to recover premises. Now this notice comes in once the tenant fails to move after the tenant's eviction notice has expired. Once the tenant's notice has expired and tenants still refuse to move out, you will serve the 7 days owner's intention to recover premises. And note that it's very sacrosanct. If you make mistake not to serve it and get to court, you make mistake. You will not be able to get that client out. So take note, the next is to, if the tenant still refuse to serve, to move, the next is to file a case in court. The eviction process will get activated. So take note of that. Filing that eviction, file it in appropriate court. Usually a magistrate court and a high court, depending on the financial obligations involved. So take note, in some states now they are using customary courts now to do a eviction process. So please take note that what you have to go with to do that. Copies of your lease agreement is very important. Notices served on the tenants. The first one is notice to quit. Second one is the notice of owner's intention to recover premises. Those are things. Then also you have to provide evidence of tenant's breach of agreement. Maybe in terms of if you are coming for a breach, you bring them from the agreement, you can point to the clause. So the court will schedule for hearing where both parties can present their cases. Tenants may file for a counter claim. Take note of that and start claiming some other thing. So take note, the next thing, after filing the court process and finally court have heard you and court want to grant your application, so you will now, court will give order for eviction. And once court give order for eviction, you have to obtain the order, the order of the court. So ensure that you obtain the court order and you go for engagement of law enforcement. So after obtaining court order, the next is to enforce the judgment. You apply through sheriff process proceedings. They will now enforce the opening of the house. So you have to recover your outstanding payment. It's another thing. Recover outstanding payments. So take note of that. If tenants owe unpaid rent or damages, you can recover them through a garnishee procedure. So take note of that. So next one is you secure your property. Once the tenant has been vacated, inspect the property for damages, change the locks and the necessary repairs to prepare it for the new tenants. So please take note, these are the things you need to do as a landlord, as a caretaker, as a property manager, as anybody. That's only the legal means of evicting tenant. But if you want the illegal way, you can go and pursue the tenant from the house. But it's not advisable. Don't do that. You can go. Don't resort to self-help by cutting the lights, cutting away things that belong to the tenant. Don't do that. Please take note of that. I don't want to see you landing yourself into trouble. That's why I'm making this video, to educate and enlighten my audience out there. As a property manager, as a property owner, as whomever you may be, as even a tenant, you will listen and watch the video. Thank you for watching and thank you for staying tuned. If you are watching for the first time, I want to encourage you to click on the notification subscription button to subscribe. Ensure that you subscribe to this channel, because this channel is meant to educate and enlighten you on real estate practices in Nigeria, what you need to know. And don't forget to click on the notification bell and click on like button to like the video if you like what we're doing. And don't forget to share it. Keep sharing it and drop your comment on the comment section. We will do justice by responding to you. Thank you for staying to the end of this video, and watch out for the next powerful one coming soon. Thank you and bye for now.